Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that anybody who uses DTF transfers should know about. And that's going to be, are there any design limitations that you should know about when using DTF transfers? Let's get into it. All right, for those of you who are new and don't already know what a DTF transfer is, let me give you guys a quick rundown so we can get everybody up to speed. DTF transfers stand for direct to film transfers. So as you can see right here, we are first laying down the CMYK color layer. That's that blue and black that you can see right there. And then over top of it, we are coming back over with a full white underbase. That white underbase is going to allow you to place any color design on essentially any color garment and still have the design show up the same color as is on the transfer and be nice and vibrant. Once the transfer gets printed, we move it down into our conveyor dryer where we apply it with powder adhesive. This powder adhesive sticks to the back of the transfer, and when applied with a heat press, creates a bond between the actual ink and the t-shirt fabric, ensuring the durability and longevity of your prints. Once the powder is applied, we shake off any excess and then cure it using the oven dryer, at which point on the other end, what comes through is a fully cured, fully ready to press DTF transfer. So speaking of ready to press, this is actually a finished DTF transfer. As you can see, this is the other side, and this is the side that I was just showing you guys on the printer with that full white underbase. But then from the other side, you can use this to quickly and easily line the design up on your t-shirt. And then once you are ready to press it, you can use a wide variety of different things to actually get the transfer applied to the t-shirt. You can use what you're seeing here, a commercial heat press. You can use a iron. You can use a Cricut Easy Press. The options are really open for you, and as long as you can basically apply firm, even pressure with like a heating element of some kind, you can apply a DTF transfer to your t-shirt, garment, whatever it is. A heat press is obviously going to be the best for the longest durability and longevity of the print, since you can really get that adhesive into the fibers of the t-shirt with the DTF transfer using a heat press. But an iron can work, an easy press can work. It's just that we really recommend a commercial heat press or even just a cheap heat press off of Amazon for those longest lasting results. All right, so let's start talking about some common design limitations that can come up for you when you're trying to get your design ready to go on a DTF transfer. Probably the number one thing that you're going to run into and that we see our customers running into is going to be the resolution of your design file. Now this can range so much and widely depending on probably the number one thing, where you got it from, and then two, the actual underlying quality of the design itself. Now this is all going to depend, right? So if you are just like, you don't have your design but you've got it done before and you have like a picture of the t-shirt, well, that's probably going to be the worst possible quality that we can get, right? So you just took a picture of the t-shirt and we have to try and use whatever folds and wrinkles in the t-shirt to try and make that design into a usable file again, right? So the resolution and the quality of your artwork really matters, and that is going to be the number one thing that you want to make sure is perfect on your end so that it can actually translate into a high quality, looking good, vibrant, durable DTF transfer. This is all contingent on the actual resolution of your artwork file. Now, something that we recommend our customers do is ensure that all of the design files themselves, so the actual artwork of the design, is 300 DPI. Now, this means dots per inch, so you want 300 dots per inch making up your entire design. This is what we recommend for all of our customers when uploading their images, because it will translate to a very high quality design. 300 DPI is standard across the industry, and any designs that are typically 300 DPI are going to look good when printed. Now this is a caveat. The 300 DPI applies to your design at that given size. The second that you increase the size of your design to, say when you load it in, it populated at like 5 by 5, but you need it at 10 by 10. So you drag the design, make it a little bigger, 10 inches wide. Well, by doing that, you just reduce the DPI from 300 down to 150. So all of these things are going to be things that you have to keep in mind when sizing and creating your design files, because it all is going to affect the quality and resolution of your image. For best practices, you want to make sure that you have your design sized at what you need and 300 DPI. So for example, if you do need that 10 by 10, you want to make sure that whatever program you're creating your design in, Canva, Photoshop, GIMP, Photopea, whatever it is, that your actual image size is 300 DPI and the image size that you need, 10 by 10, 11 by 11, whatever it is, because all of those things are going to matter. Now, another common design limitation is going to be the colors in your design. So one of the great things about DTF transfers is that they can print full color images with high detail. So you can basically get any color in the rainbow and we can print it with those CMYK channels on the printer. But there is some limitations that you should know about. Now, this is not something that is going to be a broad stroke across the entire industry, as it really just comes down to a few different things. The number one thing is probably going to be a certain group of colors, and that's probably between like the mint, turquoise, and like teal areas of colors. These colors for us, speaking from our experience, are very challenging to print, and if everything is not absolutely perfect with the DTF printers, with the settings that your DTF printer supplier is using, things can come out wonky on that actual color. I don't know what it is about those specific colors. It's like a turquoise, aqua, teal. Those are very difficult colors to make with the CMYK nozzles. And if your supplier has any trouble at all with their print nozzles, that is going to translate to a poor quality print for you when you actually get them. So that's just something that you want to be mindful of and something that you want to look for. Since you now know that those color designs are going to be troubling for your supplier, you want to make sure that you're taking an even closer look at those designs when you get them in to make sure that they are completely pixel perfect as you uploaded them. And if not, that is a great opportunity to go back to your supplier and make sure that everything is perfect as you ordered them, as you uploaded them. The other thing that I wanted to mention in terms of actual like resolution, kind of talking about that in terms of common design problems that we see with DTF transfers, that's going to be the sizing. So DTF transfers are really great in that you can basically order any size you want up to 22 inches wide. And then as for the height, we can go as tall or as short as you want. That is something that we are not limited to, and that is completely up to you. So we can go 22 inches wide by any height, and those are just something, we have never had someone wanting to get anything larger than 22 inches wide printed. So I think that that also would be a suitable size for you. But if you need something else, feel free to just make sure that your supplier has that size available. Like I said, here at AMS Transfers, we go up to 22 inches wide by any height that you could possibly need. And that applies to all of our designs. So gang sheets, single image designs, whatever it is. All right, let's switch gears and start talking about section 3, which is going to be related to your actual artwork file. Now, when you're creating your file in Photoshop, Canva, whatever it is, you're going to be prompted to choose a number of different options for your file extension. Now, you might just be inclined to choose the first one, the default, whatever they recommend for you, but I want to tell you that there is actually a better choice for you when you are exporting your designs to use as a DTF transfer. Now, the number one file type that we probably tell our customers to use is going to be a PNG. PNGs are great because you can size your design to 300 DPI, but then the main thing is going to be that you can save your designs without a background on a PNG, and it will still preserve that file without a background for us on our end when we go to open it. So PNGs are great for that reason alone, but they also are a little bit of a downside in that they are not scalable. So for customers who have a little bit more of savviness when it comes to creating their designs, we like to ask for PDF files in contrary to PNGs. PDF files can come with basically everything that PNGs. They do want to default to having a background, but there are settings that you can do to make sure that your PDF does not have a background. So the main thing why PDFs are so good over PNGs is because PDFs are what we call scalable vector formats. So what that means for us is when we get our PDF files from the customer, we can then size that to any size that the customer needs without any loss in artwork or image quality. Now that is a big thing. Let me go ahead and repeat that. We can size it to any size, 100, 200, 100 feet even, whatever it is. All of this we can size the design to without any loss in image quality. This is one of the extreme benefits that we get from using PDF files, and the reason why we like to ask for them from our clients. This is a great opportunity to kind of dive into what vectorizing is compared to raster. So a PDF is going to be that vector format, and a PNG is going to be a raster format. And what that essentially means is raster is a fixed image, right? It's a static fixed image. If you size it up, you're going to lose artwork quality. So one of the benefits that you get from using vectorized designs, vectorized files, is that you can scale it to any size that you need without any loss in quality. So that's kind of the difference between raster images and vector images. Raster images also are a lot more associated with like photographs, things that really wouldn't be easily captured in a vectorized format. Vector formats are going to be really good for like solid color images. Any times that you have like gradients or gradients are probably going to be the main thing that is going to tell you I should probably be using a raster, because getting a good gradient with a vector file can take a lot more work than otherwise might be necessary with a raster. And then just another tip on section 3 before we head on over to section 4, that's going to be thin lettering in your designs. So thin lettering, depending on the person that you get them from, should transfer. There shouldn't be any limitations per se on the thin lettering, but where the limitations are going to start is that longevity. So the thinner the lettering, the more likely it is going to be that that part of the transfer washes off, comes off into the wash, peels off, whatever it is, just because there isn't as much of the ink area for that powder adhesive that I showed you guys earlier to actually stick to. And since there isn't as much powder adhesive, well, now the ink can't make that bond to the t-shirt fabric. So again, just something that you want to keep in mind when you're designing your files, because that is something that will affect the longevity of your prints. Okay, so I've kind of talked a lot. I know I've given you a lot of information in this video so far, but I actually want to now bring the pen to paper and show you guys some practical examples. So let's start with just a demonstration of the artwork quality, right? So the resolution of your image file. Taking a look at the image on the screen now, you can see that there is clearly a difference between the one image and the other. And the one image has a lot more of that pixelation, those jagged edges on the sides, stuff that when you actually do get your transfer and apply it to the t-shirt is going to be undesirable and things that you just ultimately do not want in your transfer, in your t-shirt design, whatever it is. So to avoid that, you want to make sure that you are doing the correct DPI, like I mentioned earlier in the video. If you are just using a standard 150, 72 DPI image and you go ahead and resize that to the size that you need, you might end up with an image that you guys see there. But if you do properly size your image before bringing it into the designer, whatever it is, and you make sure that it is at 11 inches wide, 300 DPI, you're not going to have to worry about any of those jagged edges on the sides, that anti-aliasing. It'll all be a high quality, perfect transfer. So this is one example on why it is so important to make sure that the resolution of your files is perfect, and more importantly, that the resolution of your files is correct at the given size that you need. Another thing that I want to talk about is going to be making sure that you have your design files cropped to your design. You don't want any extra blank space on the sides or the top and bottom of the design file, because when you do bring that into your gang sheet builder or the transfer builder, whatever it is, it's going to take that blank space on the sides of your designs into account when you're doing the width and the height. So you want to make sure that you only have the actual file is only the bounds of your design. You have no extra blank space on the sides or the tops like I have shown in that image there. It's going to not only ensure that you have the size that you need, but that you're also getting the right sizing estimates shown to you in the gang sheet builder. Now you might be wondering to yourself, this is all great and all, but I don't have any design experience. I don't know how to do the things that you're doing. And that's all perfectly okay. There is a number of free online tools, courses that you can take, tutorials that you can enroll in to learn the ins and outs of all of these different softwares. And the number one thing is just finding a usable software that works for you. There are a number of different options. I've mentioned a few of them in this video. Photoshop, Canva, Photopea is like a free Photoshop. GIMP is also like a free Photoshop. There are numerous different options out there. Canva is probably the most beginner friendly, so just take a look on Canva, see if you can find any designs that you like, and then you can bring them in and edit them as needed. I have a whole bunch of different videos on this channel of like creating gang sheets on Canva. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check them out. But just using a high quality design software that enables you to do the things that you need is going to be really important. But again, guys, it's not going to be more important than the things that I already covered in this video, like the resolution of your file. You're going to want to make sure that you have it set to 300 DPI, and also the type of file that you are using. So PNGs work, but PDFs are better. So if you have the opportunity to download your file in a PDF rather than something like a JPEG or a PNG, do it. Your supplier, and if it is us, will thank you, I can assure you. But it's just many things, all of the things that we have kind of talked about in this video together really combine to make a high quality transfer. And this is kind of just like a checklist, right? So if you're doing all of these different things and you're still coming out with poor quality transfers, well, that's a sign maybe you should be looking at your transfer supplier and seeing if they're actually the ones who are producing the high quality transfers that you're uploading and that you deserve. If you guys are looking for a reputable, reliable DTF transfer supplier, we are located in Houston, Texas. We offer no fee, free same-day turnaround time. So like no extra fees. You just place your order before 3 p.m. and we will get it printed and shipped the same day for all of our DTF transfers. So check us out if you guys are in need of a new DTF transfer supplier, amstransfers.com. There's a link in the bio. Same day turnaround time before 3 p.m. And then we also offer screen print transfers if that's something that you guys are interested in. But I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you did find any help or insight in this video, please leave a like down below on the video. That really helps the YouTube algorithm kind of push this video out to more people like you. So I would really appreciate that. And if you did enjoy the video and you're looking for more, please feel free to check out the channel. I have a whole backlog of content over the past 3 years, filming the ins and outs of my DTF transfer business and giving you guys more tips. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Comment with any questions you might have. I know that this has been a long video with a lot of information. So if you do need any help or have a question, have a comment, whatever it is, the comment section is a great place to do that. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video.